fucking the chief's daughter. How do you know all of this? Romello. Bailey told me that he planned on divorcing his wife after the baby was born, Rachel, and Bailey decided to keep it a secret. Bailey knew the chief would kill him if he ever found out. Bailey also knew the chief wouldn't accept his daughter being pregnant by a married man. That's the reason why Bailey wanted to kill the chief. A few years back the chief was accused of molesting a young boy. It was hard for me to believe that. I've been knowing the chief for a long time. I think Bailey tried to set him up. I say, you guys seem to have a lot of history. How did you guys meet? We all meet when I enlisted in the military. The chief had already had 10 years in the army. Bailey was one of the top sharpshooters that I've ever met. We decided to take a few government jobs after the army. The chief would give us a list of names that the government wanted dead. We've murdered a lot of people over the years. Bailey would eventually join the police force and I met Yolanda. I never thought Bailey would have sex with the chief's daughter. He crossed the line. Bailey says, "Stand back, chief. This may get ugly. I know." Romello will fight to the end. The window breaks and a smoke bomb comes through. Romello screams, "Get down on the ground, baby girl. Try to stay low as possible and breathe out of your nose. Head to the bathroom and jump out of the window." I say, "What about you, Romello?" Romello says, "I got this, passion. Get the fuck out of here." I did exactly what Romello told me to. I jumped on the toilet and kicked the window out. Glass shattered everywhere and I jumped. I ran down the alley to freedom. I hope Romello gets out of there alive. Bailey says, "Romello, you already know why I'm here. Where's that bitch Passion at?" "I know she's in here," Romello says. "Bailey, I knew you were following me ever since I left your house. Passion isn't here." Bailey says, "Come on, Romello. We go way back. I know you think that's your daughter, but come on, man. You can't protect her forever." Romello, "The truth will come out eventually. Don't let this little girl destroy our friendship." Romello smirks and says, "I'm glad you mentioned the word truth. Why didn't you mention that you got the chief's daughter pregnant, Bailey? Or the fact that you hired my daughter to kill him while he was giving his press conference? Let's lay everything on the table, Bailey." The chief looks at Bailey and says, "What the fuck is he talking about, Bailey? Is there any truth to what he's saying?" Bailey says, "You've been doing this a long with time, chief. You know people get desperate and would say anything. Romello is trying to save your daughter's killer." Romello says, "He offered to pay me $500,000 for your death, chief. He wanted to be the new chief and he knew you wouldn't accept your daughter having a baby with a married man. Here's the proof." Romello pulls his phone out and replays a voicemail. Bailey was caught red-handed. Bailey says, "You son of a bitch. I'm going to hurt you, Romello." Bailey charges Romello and they began fighting. The chief doesn't know what to believe and doesn't get involved. Bailey's gun drops to the floor and he says, "What the fuck are you waiting for, chief? Grab the gun and blast his ass." The chief picks up the gun and pulls the trigger. The bullet goes through the dresser mirror and Romello and Bailey stops fighting. The chief says, "After everything I've done for you too, this is how you repay me? Bailey, you went behind my back and tried to murder me, then had the nerve to get my daughter pregnant. My daughter sacrificed her life to hide your secret from me." The chief pulls the trigger and shoots Bailey. Bailey is shot in the chest. The chief then looks at Romello. "And you really would allow me to get killed? I thought we were family, Romello. I've covered up a lot of shit for you in the past. I allowed you to come into the army you had nowhere to go. The mafia was about to put a bullet in your head. I helped change your identity and gave you a fresh start. Let's show the world who you are." The chief pulls the trigger and Romello is shot in the leg/stomach. The chief uses the hotel phone to call 911. "Shots fired, officer down. We're at the Green Mile Hotel. Officers need assistance." The chief wipes his fingerprints off the gun and places the gun in Romello's hand. "Good luck getting out of this one. You better pray that you bleed out before my squad comes." The chief walks out of the hotel room. Bailey and Romello both are losing a lot of blood by the minute. To be continued.